You're not out of control with money. You're trying to buy silence for a collapsing mind. Behavioral neuroscience studies like those by Kelly McGonigal from Stanford University show that impulsive spending is often not about the desire for material things. It's an unconscious strategy for emotional self-regulation. You're not buying new shoes. You're buying 10 minutes of relief from anxiety, 30 minutes of numbness against loneliness, 1 hour of dopamine to avoid facing what truly hurts. But here's the problem. The more you try to silence your mind with consumption, the louder it screams when the bill comes. In this video, you'll learn why your mind is conditioned to spend when it's in crisis, how your trauma, anxiety, and low self-esteem are directly tied to your debt, and how to break the cycle that turns your wallet into an emotional battleground. If you feel like your money is slipping away for no reason, you need to watch this before it's too late. Real-life situation. She wakes up tired. It's not physical, it's mental. She gets up, faces the mirror, and says, "It's going to be all right," but doesn't really believe it. Coffee becomes a chore, the bus a punishment, and work a never-ending loop without purpose. When the day ends, all she wants is quick relief. And it comes in an Amazon bag, a click on Uber Eats, a treat she tells herself, "I deserve it." The pain of life turns into a shopping cart full. She's not irresponsible. She pays the bills, or at least tries to. The problem is, there's something inside her that she can't name, but knows it hurts. And every purchase feels like a pause from reality, a breath in an ocean of emotional exhaustion. There's no budget plan that can survive this. It's not about numbers. It's about how she copes with what she feels. And what she feels is emptiness. This emptiness goes way back. To childhood, where money meant arguments. To adolescence, where she learned that having more meant being worth more. To the constant comparison on social media. To the boss who treats her like a number. To the ex who told her she wasn't enough. All of that creates an invisible hole which she tries to fill with visible things. But the worst part is, the more she buys, the less she finds herself. The cycle is cruel. Buy gives relief, gives guilt, gives new emotional trigger, gives new purchase. And the brain learns. Studies show that the nucleus accumbens, responsible for pleasure, lights up before the purchase. The desire outweighs logic. Consumption becomes anesthesia, but the effect is temporary. And soon, the stress, the high bill, the regret, and the despair that makes everything start again. She's tired, but no one sees it. She's on autopilot, but pretends to have control. Smiling on social media, crying alone. Her money doesn't disappear. It screams for help in the form of consumption. This story isn't rare. It could be yours. It could be millions. And as long as we treat this as just financial ignorance, we'll keep covering the sun with a credit card. You don't spend because you want things. You spend because you want to escape. Every financial slip-up is an unconscious attempt to silence an emotional pain that no one else sees. It's not about the shoes, the expensive dinner, or the new subscription. It's about the chemical relief those purchases provide, a dose of dopamine to compensate for a life you no longer know how to control. Money has become your anti-anxiety drug, and you're addicted without even knowing it. The problem is, this kind of relief comes with high interest. The peace lasts 15 minutes, but the bill arrives in 15 days. And when it does, the side effects aren't just financial. They're emotional: guilt, shame, frustration. According to a study published in the Journal of Consumer Research, people with chronic anxiety are 32% more likely to make impulsive purchases. Because buying is easier than facing the pain inside. And you know what's even more cruel? The system knows this. Modern marketing is designed to exploit your emotions, especially the negative ones. Sadness, boredom, fear, rejection. All of these are triggers to sell. Every ad promises that this thing will make you feel better, but no product heals trauma. No installment plan erases abandonment, and no little treat fixes burnout. As long as you don't address the root of your consumption, you'll continue being manipulated. Not by the market, but by your own mind. You can study finance, download spreadsheets, follow influencers. But if you don't understand what you're trying to numb with your spending, you'll always end up back at square one. Personal finance doesn't start with your wallet. It starts with your soul. You're trying to fix an internal bleeding with expensive band-aids. And with every emotional purchase, you drift further away from freedom. You don't need more things. You need clarity. You need to learn how to breathe through the pain without running away from it with your credit card. Because as long as you're fighting your own mind, your money will just be another weapon against yourself. I deserve this. That's the most expensive lie you've ever believed. You don't deserve a $150 delivery to make up for a bad day. You deserve not to live through bad days every day. You deserve not to be exhausted. You deserve not to run away. And deserving peace is far more valuable than rewarding yourself with more debt. Saying "I deserve" has become an excuse to mask a pain you can't even name. But what you call a reward, your subconscious calls sabotage. You're not treating yourself, you're punishing yourself with interest. You're swapping self-care for self-destruction wrapped in pretty boxes. And the more you use money to please yourself, the further you get from using money to free yourself. This isn't a treat. It's relief with an expiration date. The biggest trap of emotional spending is that it looks like self-care. But real self-care is making decisions that your future self will thank you for. It's not about buying things. It's about pausing. It's not about filling the silence. It's about listening to what it's saying. You don't need to spend to love yourself. You need to love yourself enough to stop spending to feel loved. It's different, and it's liberating. As long as you believe that money is your escape valve, you'll never have freedom. Because no matter how much you earn, if spending is emotional, the hole will always be deeper. The real breakthrough happens when you realize it's not about what you buy, it's about what you're trying to avoid feeling. And running from yourself costs a lot. It costs peace. It costs mental health. It costs your future. You're not weak. You're hurt, but you need to stop paying to forget it. Your credit card isn't therapy. Your debt isn't comfort. The problem isn't your desire to spend. The problem is what's behind that desire. And now that you've seen it, you can't pretend it's just about money anymore. The solution isn't spending less. It's feeling more. It's having the courage to face yourself without needing distractions. Every time you resist the urge to buy to numb the pain, you're strengthening your emotional autonomy. Money isn't the enemy. It just became a shield. Now it's time to turn it into a tool for healing. Start small. The next time you feel the impulse to buy impulsively, stop. Close your eyes and ask yourself, what am I trying to avoid right now? Write it down. Breathe. Face the answer with compassion. You're not alone. Millions are fighting this invisible war. But only those who stop running and start listening to themselves win. You don't need to consume to exist. Create a self-care fund. Instead of spending on instant dopamine, save. Save for therapy. Save for investing in knowledge. Save to rebuild yourself. Use your money as a sign of commitment to your emotional health. Because in the end, healthy finances are just a reflection of healed wounds. And that's worth more than any material possession. Start today. Delete the impulse buying apps, limit your credit card, silence your triggers. More than that, seek professional help. Therapy, emotional support, support groups. Because you don't have a money problem, you have a pain asking for attention. And healing that pain will give you control over your life, not through your wallet, but through your mind. The greatest act of wealth is taking care of who you became when no one was watching. You deserve a light life. No hiding, no fear of the bank statement. If this video sparked something in you, don't ignore it. Breathe, feel, and choose to set yourself free, because running from pain is expensive, but facing it might make you truly rich. If this video spoke to you, don't ignore that feeling in your chest. This isn't just another piece of content. It's a mirror you've been avoiding for far too long. Your financial future doesn't depend on earning more. It depends on finally stopping the use of money as an escape. You don't need motivation, you need awareness. And it starts right here with the click you just made. This channel exists for this, to remind you it's not just about spreadsheets. It's about emotions. It's about trauma. It's about learning to take care of yourself when everything falls apart. So if you felt this video saved you from another emotional purchase, subscribe. But not for me, for you. Every new video is a step out of the hole, and we'll climb together. One step at a time. Now comment below. What part of the video hurt the most? When you share, you validate your pain and help others do the same. Your voice could be the healing trigger someone else needs. And if you know someone who keeps spending to avoid feeling, send them this video with care, but with truth. The change you're seeking isn't in the next paycheck. It's in the next thought you decide to face. You have all the courage you need. You just need to stop using it to hide. If you're still here, it's because something inside you has already started to change. Now, make it count. Click like and hit the bell. This channel will be your alarm against financial self-neglect. You don't need to be rich to have peace, but you need peace to build wealth. Start now. One emotional step, one financial habit. The quiet revolution of your life begins in the place where no one is watching, inside you. And if you need a reminder, come back to this video. It'll be here, standing firm when the impulse strikes again.